Hello, all, and welcome to this hands-on lab. In our lab today, we will learn how to add workspace context while working with Amazon Q Developer. So let's get started. Prerequisites for this lab is knowledge of Amazon Q Developer. Hence, if you do not know what this service is all about, please refer to this overview tutorial that I had created some time back. URL is mentioned right here at the bottom, and I will also have it posted in the description of this video. Prerequisites for this lab is also installing Amazon Q Developer extension or plugin for your IDE. In my case, I've already performed this installation for my IDE, that is VS Code. If you do not know how to perform this installation, follow the steps mentioned at this particular URL and perform this installation before proceeding further ahead. I will have this URL posted in the description of this video. Reference URLs. So you can certainly, refer to this URL. I would recommend that you visit the URL as it has additional information on this particular topic. Along with that, I have created a playlist for Amazon Q on my channel. As I create additional videos and hands-on labs, I will be adding to this particular playlist. Both these URLs will be posted in the description of this video. Scenario for our lab today. So we will add workspace context to our Amazon Q developer and then chat about our code. So let us see how we can go about doing this. It is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So step one is configuring indexing. So typically when first time you add the workspace context, okay, you must enable indexing in your IDE. And these are the steps. Normally it will prompt you to enable indexing. Now, in my case, I've already done this, so it's not going to prompt me, but if you are doing this for the first time, it will prompt you. In any case, if it does not prompt you, then go to VS Code, extensions, Amazon Q, settings icon, settings, and ensure that Amazon Q workspace index is enabled and leave all the other settings as default. Now, depending upon how big of a project or a workspace that you have, it will take some time to basically index all the documents. Okay, and during that time, while it is creating the index, you will see that there is an elevated use of your CPU. After the initial indexing is performed, the index is updated incrementally as you make changes in your workspace or your project. So let me go to my VS Code right here. So I have this S3 file upload. If you guys have worked on the /dev lab, I'm using the same project over here for Workspace, okay? If you have your existing project, you can open that project up and use. It doesn't matter what project it is. You just need some folder or some workspace to work with. Now, as I said, in my case, if I go to Q and I have another, I'm going to stop this and basically clear this. Okay, go to Q again, new tab, and this time I'm going to say add workspace. Now, if you see, it is not telling me to create any index or anything of that sort. It's asking me, is there anything I can help you with? That's because I have used this in the past. But what you need to do is you need to go to extensions, whether you have used it or you've not used it. Go to Amazon Q, as you can see over here. There is this, settings icon. I'm circling around my mouse around it. Click on the settings icon. Go to settings. Okay. And over here, if you scroll down, you will see this Amazon Q workspace index, the one that I've highlighted right now. Okay, so this box, this needs to be checked. And remember that add workspace, the workspace context is currently in a beta mode. So if you add it, okay, if you add it and if you use it right now while I'm creating this video, it may fail, it may change in the future. But right now, we are just exploring this as we work along. Again, when it indexes your files in your folder, it will use extra CPU. Okay, so don't get alarmed by, high CPU usage. There are multiple other settings over here, as you see: workspace index max size, workspace work index worker threads. Leave all of this as default, and that's pretty much what it is. Okay, so you can leave all of this, and yeah, I think we enabled inline code suggestions, etc. Yeah, so we are good over here. So let's go back to Q. Okay, and I'm going to close settings and come back here. So we have the thing for workspace indexing checked. So we have completed this particular step. So either ways, whether you get the prompt or you don't get the prompt, just go inside, check, and ensure that Amazon Q Workspace Index is enabled or checked. Step 2. So now we are ready to use add workspace context. Now let us see if it can work. Now, in my experience, sometimes it gives a good response. Sometimes it just fails. Sometimes it loses the context. So it will basically apologize that I've lost the context. But let's see, okay, what it comes back with. So the first thing that we are going to ask is, where is the code that uploads, or that is uploading files to a S3 bucket? Okay, so let me type workspace. Now, where is the code to upload files to a S3 bucket? Okay, let's see. Okay, now it is not telling me where is that code to upload the files. Okay, and this has happened a couple of times. Sometimes it's because, it doesn't understand. My intention is to ask, where is that in this particular workspace? So I think, again, that I hope that that workspace setting, let me go back over here. Okay. And okay, let's go to workspace, user. Okay. Let me check this thing again. Okay. And hopefully this is good. See the output for information. So it seems that go to output. Okay. Turn off warning and notifications for Amazon Q. No. What is it? Okay. So initialize request failed with message the specified module could not be found. Okay. Amazon QVS code and some binding node. So I think it's already giving me an error over here. So for whatever reason, it was not able to find this particular module. Okay. Amazon Q logs. Let's see if something comes out over here. Okay, it's the same thing, I guess. Go. Okay. Request initialize failed. And okay. So for whatever reason, it seems that this extension or something did not work. And this request, some ONX runtime binding node was not found for whatever reason. So apparently that's why when I am asking this to kind of work with workspace, rather than telling me where it is in my workspace, it is giving me suggestions, as you can see over here. Okay, let me try something else. So add workspace. Okay. And what is the next example that we have? Explain main.py. Okay. I don't know whether this is going to work. Oh, sorry. I typed the wrong one. Okay. Good. Oh my God, it actually errored out. Okay. That's a good thing. It's good in this context, but not good for Q. Um, explain main.py. So, I mean, I did not intend to generate this error, but it kind of just generated it. But let's see. Now I'm typing in the right command. Okay. So now let's see. Now, if you see, just like how /dev turns into bold, add workspace also gets bolded. Okay. Now it is basically telling me that, yeah, again. So what is happening over here, unfortunately, is because some kind of an error was received. Okay. Update index error language client is not yet ready. So yes, there is some kind of an error over here. LSP client is probably language client or something is not yet ready. So that's why it's not giving me uh, any information from my code. For example, my code has main.py. Ideally, it should be explaining this to me, but it is not doing that. Instead, it is giving me generic messages over here. So I don't think this is working very well. That is not good, is it? Okay. So it doesn't make sense. Let me try the unit test one for function. Let's see if it can generate that. Okay. I'm going to give it the last try and see. Let's see what file should I use. I'm going to use S3 uploader and say that, okay, yeah, this one, list files, copy. Okay, go back over here. Add unit test for, and then what is it for? Okay, let's say function control V. Now let's see what happens over here. Hopefully it understands this part and there's nothing generic that it can tell me about this. Okay, so now, okay, now it's looking at my code, which is a good thing. Okay, so, okay, finally it has basically generated list file. Seems that your file name, okay, so it does know that I have this file name, so it's not that it does not know. Okay, but for whatever reason, it cannot explain me main.py. I don't know, it's just lost. But it's saying create a new file name so and so in your test directory, import the necessary modules and the function we want to test, create a test class. Okay. And then add inside this class, add some methods. Okay. And then it covers all of this. So it's basically telling me to do all this and then proceed further along. So yeah, it does give me what it is. And if I want, I can actually go ahead and have this class and this information added. Okay, let me try one more thing over here. Okay, so I'm going to use S3. No, okay. What am I going to use? Am I going to use S3 uploader? Okay, let me just do this itself. Okay. Okay, workspace. So I'm going to use this workspace. Explain function this. Okay. In fact, before I do that, I'm going to say /clear. Now I'm going to say explain function this. Let's see what it does. So sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. And now it is explaining my function. Okay, so let's see if it really has that functionality. And let me close this. And let's see what it has. So bucket name. Or it give me a simple example how such function might be implemented. Okay, so it did not see, now it is not telling me, it is not looking at my code. Unfortunately, it is telling me that it is giving me a generic example. Okay, maybe, okay, let me try this in a different way again. Workspace, explain function, S3 uploader. Okay, dot list files. No, I don't have underscore in between. Sorry, I think I confused it. Okay, so it's not going to be able to explain that. Okay, I'm going to give it another function. Copy. Okay, explain. So this time again, it gave me the same thing again, which is not good. Okay, now add workspace, explain function S3 uploader dot upload file. That's the name of the function. Okay, now I'm giving it some context. So let's see, because I'm telling it I want this very specific function. Okay, it seems you have a Python file open with this function. Let's break down its purpose. Let's take its parameters. Okay, what are its parameters? Let's see. It has self file path bucket name object key, self file path object name, sorry, object name, and there's no bucket over here. Okay, bucket name. Okay, is within that. Now S3 client, yes, it is now. Yes, it is now taking my upload successfully too. Okay, hopefully error uploading file and uploader my file upload. Remember, now it's telling me, is there anything specific that you would like me to upload to mention about or elaborate on upload underscore file? And now it is using this Boto documentation. Okay, that's the reference or the source. Show more. Okay, so I thought that it is taking I don't know if it's S3 uploader. I think it is still taking mine. Okay, there is no way for me to know that unless I say copy and then go here and say workspace, explain function S3 uploader dot list files. So this is list underscore files. So it's basically telling me that it uses this particular function list underscore objects v2. Yes, it does. Prefix parameter, list files, uploader to follow the function. You typically create an instance of the uploader class and then call list files. Yes, you do that. It's telling me. Okay, so it's giving me information about this. S3 uploader notification system. Okay, so it's using that as a source. Okay. Okay, so yeah, not sure if it's still using my code or not, but it looks like that it is using my code. Okay, and let's see if there's anything else. Key classes with application logic in this project. So let's see if I can ask that question. So at Workspace. Let me first clear this. Okay. At Workspace, what are the key classes in this workspace what are the key classes with application logic in this project? What are the key classes? Okay. Let me just type it the same way with application logic in this project. Okay, let's see what it does. Now, this time, at least based on the file that you have open in your IDE, the keys class is S3 upload. Okay, now it's using my context. There it is. Thank God for that. Okay, finally it got it. So I think it just needs a little bit of a context over here. Right, so I have the main class. And if I again actually go back here and say, is there any way that, okay, let me again do clear and then go workspace and ask the same question. Explain main.py in this project. Explain what does main.py do in this project. Okay, this is specific to this project, not in general. Okay, I don't want a generic response. Okay, again, it's giving me. Okay, it uses Stack Overflow, which I am not. It initializes as a conflict. It imports necessary modules, classes, including. Okay, so it's talking about S3 uploader, which is a good thing. So it is using my context. Okay, it scripts two main actions, which is list and which runs the action and upload. Yes, it is taking my context finally. Okay. When the user runs the script with upload, action is followed by one or more file paths, which is good. It attempts to upload each file specific to the S3 bucket. And when the user runs the script with the list action, it calls list underscore files method of the S3 uploader and displays all the files currently in the S3 bucket. So yes, it has two actions. That is correct. It has action for list. As you can see over here, I'm highlighting this on my right. And it has action to upload the file as well. So finally, yes, it is taking my context and it's explaining me what this thing particular file does and what is the logic that it has implemented inside. So this is really good. So yes, it is working. It does take a little while, so be careful. I'm not sure if you could hear, but while I was asking these questions, my CPU utilization went up and my fan was making some noise. I'm not sure if that's got recorded or not, but if you're hearing that noise, that's my laptop actually. But yeah, this is working. So this is how you use at workspace context. So try it out, play around with it, ask different questions. If it generates garbage, remember I asked a couple of questions, generated garbage, give it a proper context, and eventually it will get it. But I think it does work. It is decent. If you have any specific questions or you have, a pretty large project and you're looking for something specific, or you want to understand if that code is not written by you, it's written by somebody else, as to what this piece of code does, then you can ask that particular question to Amazon Q developer and it will basically tell you what it does. So hopefully this feature is helpful. Do play around with it, post your comments. And this is it from me today. I will see you in some other video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.